Hey, it's Kasha Gage. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing a walkthrough of my 2023 Week in the Life album. Super excited to have this done. This one was a big labor of love this year, and we'll dive into some of that. Using a 10x8 album size again this year, same size I used last year. Absolutely love this size because it invites you or lends itself towards those big pictures. And if you guys know me, you know I love big pictures. Opening up with a piece of vellum here, and then a couple of full page photos here. And then on the next side, we have our my reason why, a little bit of chipboard. So every day pretty much follows a formula. It opens with a transparency, a couple full page photos, page protector. You kind of get the drift. More page protector, more full page photos. It follows a similar formula. This album, or specifically this year, I ended up with a lot more photos than I have in the past, and it was something around like 140. So that's a lot. It's a lot to print at home. It's a lot if you were printing with someplace like persnickety. There is an expense, but I just wanted to kind of include everything this year because there was space to do so. I chose to document my week, the last week of June this year, as opposed to the community documenting week, which I believe was in April. It's what worked out for me in my calendar, my schedule, and this is also the third year I've documented in June. And I have to say, I really prefer documenting at this time of year. One thing that made it very difficult this specific week that I'm referring to is we found out that Monday that our embryo transfer was not successful. That's why I pulled in a photo I took back in April, I believe, and the concept was kind of trying to remind myself that there's light in the darkness as we were dealing with fertility loss. But I chose to keep going. I chose to keep documenting. My dear friend Crystal Ininate was documenting with me, and she was just a huge cheerleader, you know, as far as, you know, just like, if you want to give up, you want to stop, I'll be right there with you. You want to keep going, I'll be there with you. And I really, really appreciate that. One thing, I use these craft pockets. These were part of the main kit release, and that piece of chipboard, and just hand wrote some journaling here. These added a lot of bulk, and so I chose to alternate, which you'll see coming up in like Tuesday, the location of which pocket these went into, because they just added so much bulk. I barely used any supplies this year, and part of it just what felt right. I also did not do typing or journaling on the photos, and I have to say, I always love words on the photos, but being that I had like 140 photos, it made it 10 times faster to print the photos without adding additional journaling. And, you know, it was pretty hard. I was able to do, or say, follow my prompt for each day, but it was hard to do all of the words like I have in past years. And I know that's okay. You know, years ebb and flow, creativity ebbs and flow, what we have to say ebbs and flow. I'm okay with it all. Every day I have something I consider like, there's a spread where it has my words. And I did follow a prompt for each day, or that lens. So for instance, for Monday, I used today. Like, today I started the day with a hot shower. You know, things of that nature. I also used these 10x4 page protectors. Going forward, I don't think I will use this size ever again, really, unless I change it. So these photos are size 10x4. The page protectors are actually about 10.25 by 4. So I don't like that it all flips, you know, slides around in there, but it's okay. I'm not going to redo anything. Here, this was an add-on for these 10x4 cards. So here's some more additional journaling I did bring in. I did have the physical cards, but my printer ate about 3 of them. So I just gave up and decided to do digital, print them out digitally. Taking Ben's parents back to the airport, and then reading in bed. One thing, these page protectors, something happened, or excuse me, transparencies, there was something on them, on several of them, and so it rubbed off on my photos, and rather than reprinting my photos, I just decided to embrace it and be okay with what is. This project, or this week specifically, I primarily used my Nikon Z7, and that's a mirrorless camera. I did take some with my phone. And one thing I would say is that, you know, I'm a photographer and my camera is my camera. I look through the lens the same way, no matter which equipment I have. I still edit my photos almost the same regardless. But I did have, you know, my big camera pretty much most of the week. And I think I used, if you guys are interested, I think I used my 24-70 2.8 lens or my 35 1.8. Something along that is what I pretty much kept on it. So a lot of just far more, I'd consider it like documentary shots, just in the moment, as is. You can see these. I don't know if I can, while I'm doing this, see if I can rub some of this. I don't know what it is on here with some of these. Anyway, keep going. So we're not going to reprint it. I'm just going to let it be. Moving into my Wednesday. So Tuesday I did, or excuse me, Monday I did today. And what was Tuesday? Tuesday was around here. Here's Wednesday. A lot of life. Running some errands, those grocery shots. I took a photo like this that was similar last year, and Henry, who's now, we now have 2 dogs, but we only had the one during Week in the Life. But I have a photo of him. I think he was standing on the dishwasher, and he was still a pretty small pup at the time. So it's kind of interesting. Wednesday, I used the prompt right now. So here I'm editing photos. One recurring photo or setup I tried to do, and I think I did it almost every day, and I don't think I ended up including it for Sunday, which is an oversight, but I did something with the pool, something with the water, a mess from book club, but that's something I like to include. It's kind of like a repeated theme, a repeated photo, a repeated concept every day. Here's our new puppy. We have her now. Her name is Margot, with the French spelling. She is so cute. She's very similar to Henry. She is an Australian mountain doodle. So Australian Shepherd, Bernese Mountain, and then the poodle. Super cute. You'll see I don't have, like, here was another spot. I could have hid things with embellishments, but I'm just letting things be this year. You know, I went through and I'm like, do I want to add embellishments? And I felt also like I was going to have to dive through my stash quite a bit. I was going to have to really dive through my stash to find stuff. And I just didn't want to, just wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to get it done. Thursday, I had loving, not loving. Photo at the park. All of these. Landing full of picture frames. So I will say I'm super grateful to have kept with it, to have kept going, to stick with the project. I mean, this specific album will really always hold a special place because of what we had gone through. You know, that's, if anybody else can, you know, people might be able to relate. It's, you know, you have different hard times in your life. And, you know, in my memory keeping, I'm not someone who shies away just from the hard stories. If you guys have been around, you know, I tell the hard stories. I include both because that, for me, is what makes up my life, makes up my story. More around here. Here's a case. I did take this photo earlier this year, also included this one, because when we went to the beach, I completely forgot to take a photo of Henry at the beach. So I pulled from my stash. I'm completely fine with that. A year from now, 5 years from now, I won't remember. I'll just, okay, we went to the beach. So Friday was currently around here, all feeling, all the things. My husband shaving. I caught Henry in the act here. You know, one thing I will also mention too is, you know, normally when I do this project, I always try to give myself a little bit of space from when that documenting week ends. Usually like to take a week or so before I start editing all of the photos or printing all the photos. And even though I had all of the journaling done in the moment, or, you know, for each day of the week, it really, I really dragged my feet to complete it because I was going to have to go back and revisit that journaling from a hard period of time, and I wasn't ready. And so I just want to remind everybody, you know, there's no schedule. There's no, you know, you do you, and when you're ready for any of those types of stories or situations. You can see it rubbed again. I don't know what happened, but it's still cute. It's still fine. I like that you have, let's see here, it's ending Friday with me hugging Henry, and Saturday morning is opening with Ben hugging Henry. So cute. A lot of photos were upstairs. So the laundry, the bed, yeah, the bedroom, it's, you know, a lot of it. Here's the pool photo, right? I love this. All the arching, the framing. The other pool photo. A little bit of underwater. Saturdays, I did Saturdays are 4. So Saturdays are 4 sleeping in. Except this Saturday, we were up at 6:30. Love cuddling with Henry. I kept this journaling private. I had a FaceTime with Crystal on Saturday. I just want to keep that covered. So some more. I did this similar photo to this last year, so it's interesting to see Henry and how big he is from last year. And then we also did pass my camera to Ben and asked him to take one. Moving into the final day for Sunday. Again, you see more bedroom. It was a lot. It was a lot. Gas, definitely cheaper than it was last year. I think it was something like 120 or 125 to fill our car last year. Oh, be thankful. My husband running. This is pretty much it. You know, it followed that formula. Very minimal embellishing, you know, typed words or some handwritten words. But I must say, I'm so thankful for this project, you know, for slowing down, for looking for the good, for practicing gratitude, for finding joy, you know, even in those hard moments, even in the difficult times, I'm still super thankful. So that is a wrap on this project. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to leave them in the comments below. And until next time, everybody, also be sure to make sure to hit subscribe to stay tuned for more videos like these in the future. Thanks for being here, everybody. Take care.